The tools of game development can be used to help train astronauts for their voyages toward the edge of known space. On that day last year, a panel of world-top space devs and experts from Boeing and NASA took the stage to explain how. It was an earnest discussion, exploring the many ways training tools can and are being used to support space exploration, as well as design best practices, the future of the RMST training, and why sometimes you need to train for problems you did not even know existed yet. If you missed seeing it live, good news, the panel is now available to watch for free on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for GD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like GD, would already have full access to GD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via a GD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for GD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office, accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact GD Vault technical support. Microsoft is bringing Mojang's still thriving blocky survival game Minecraft to Xbox Game Pass next month. The game giant's over 100 titles already included in the service, and brings with it its 91 million monthly users in the process. Xbox Game Pass aims to use enticing games like Minecraft to lure players into subscribing to its service, which grants access to a library of downloadable titles, including first-party releases on launch day, so long as they remain subscribed to the service. For Minecraft, the move could give a boost to the game's already sizable player base. The game itself came out as a very early build in 2009, and developer Mojang was acquired by Microsoft for $5 billion 6 years later. The game itself is supported through regular content updates, and, as of October 2018, had sold over 150 million copies worldwide. Avalanche Studios co-founder Christopher Sandberg is leaving the company after 60 years. Sandberg, who also serves as Chief Creative Officer, announced his departure on Twitter yesterday, and said he will be stepping down at the end of April. He co-founded the studio back in March 2003 with Linus Bloomberg, with the pair having previously worked together at Paradox Interactive. Sandberg led development on the original Just Cause as creative director, and helped reel in a publisher after successfully pitching the concept to Eidos Interactive. The open-world title went on to be a success, and has spawned 3 sequels including the recently launched Just Cause 4. Under Sandberg's guidance, Avalanche worked on other notable projects, like its next action-adventure game, based on the film series Under Rage 2, which is due to arrive in May this year. Electronic Arts has publicly acknowledged an issue in the PlayStation 4 version of Anthem that causes the game to crash the entire system, and the publisher is looking to players to help gather information on what's causing the crash. There's now a topic on its official forum, asking PS4 players that have experienced a hard crash to share information on their console and play session just before the crash occurred. Currently, the thread has racked up a little over 1,200 replies since it went live last night. We are currently in process of gathering information about the PS4 issues, so we can determine the root cause. Reads the post. If you are experiencing hard crashes of your console, please reply with the following information. PlayStation Console, PS4, Slim, Pro, pin it. Crash info. When does the crash take place? Are you having to take specific steps to get your PlayStation going again? And have you reported your crash data when prompted? The issue itself is more than just a frequent game crash. Anthem players have been reporting that the game will at times shut down the entire PlayStation 4 console and leave the system unresponsive for several minutes. After, when the system does boot back up, it displays the same sort of warning you typically see after manually unplugging PlayStation 4 while it's powered on, in rest mode. To prepare for writing my look at the Metroidvania genre, I interviewed a number of developers who currently work in the genre, and while I did my best to include the most interesting quotes, and organize them in a way that provides an interesting overview, sometimes you just want to read the original text unabridged. To that end, I have decided to present some of the original interviews, as is on Gamasutra blogs. Enjoy, and if you want more, the full picture is here. Why is the Metroidvania genre so enduring? I think it is largely due to having a balance of elements that players enjoy. Before Koji Igarashi came around with Satan, you would just call this kind of game action-adventure, which I think sums up the appeal pretty nicely. It has the fast-paced action of games, like Contra and Ninja Gaiden, but with the added elements of exploration and persistent inventory acquisition. But at the time, it also encompassed games like Zelda, Aris. I think it was not until Symphony of the Night, and its sequels, Melded Super Metroid, and Castlevania, that the classification narrowed to mean something like side-scrolling action-adventures, with obstacles in a continuous map that you can surmount only after finding the requisite items and backtracking. I am thinking Scalp Sharky or Jeremy Parrish may have a better definition, but you get the point. But to make a long story short, I think it is that action-adventures that are enduring, and that Metroidvanias are merely the subgenre of that which gets the most attention. One moment that always stood out to me was when Donald Mustard said, "Do you know less, that Super Metroid was the pinnacle of 2D game design?" I kind of feel that was the first moment somebody really tried intentionally to make a Metroidvania, rather than just an action-adventure with aspects of Super Metroid or something. But you know, I feel like the same elements that make Metroidvanias enduring can also be seen in games like Zelda, Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid, Soul River. If you translated those games into side-scrollers, the differences would be more and more superficial. For example, I always felt like the Zelda series and the Metroid series were very similar, just with Zelda sectioning off certain parts of the map as dungeons, rather than integrating them more seamlessly with the rest of the game world. Why this genre, of all? For myself, as a developer, it largely comes down to what would be most enjoyable to develop. I like exploration and designing hidden rooms with secret items. Over the years I found that I simply prefer making side-scrolling art over 3D, top-down, or isometric. I'd also like developing the story a lot. I think if it was not for the complexities involved, I might have made a traditional RPG instead. But you have to really think about whether you want to spend as much time making menus or drawing walls and doors, facing far different directions. Because, realistically, you will be doing that a lot. There is a real danger that you can get discouraged and quit if the actual work of making a game becomes tedious. So this genre accomplishes most of what I like while still being a viable thing to do all day long. Is there a lot more design space to be pulled from it? There is a lot more. Basically, infinite. I think we are kind of tentatively probing the boundaries to see what's possible. I mean, take Fast, it's basically a Metroidvania without combat or upgrades. And then Ho-Ho-Come, which abstracts it even further. It actually has a very similar layout to Fast with doors and hubs, and also does not have combat. But when you are playing it, Metroid and Castlevania are the furthest things from your mind. But there is that car. What are you hoping to add to it?